I'm Jim McCarthy. I'm the CEO and co-founder of Goldstar, and I want to talk to you about the two Bruces and the Live 2.0 phenomenon. In the 21st century, live entertainment is the most important part of the entertainment economy, and here's why I think that. In 1985, I bought two things for about the same $17.50. A copy of the Born in the USA album by Bruce Springsteen and a mid-level Springsteen concert a couple months later. Now, I can still get both of those things today, but their values have really changed. Okay, so if we adjust for inflation, both were worth about $35 back then, in today's dollars. But today, if I were to buy the recording, probably on MP3 or CD, I'd pay more like $10.99 on iTunes. On the other hand, even the cheapest Bruce Springsteen concert ticket costs $65. That means in the not so long time since I was in high school, the value of the ticket has become worth 6 times more than the recording, even though they started out the same. This simple fact is the foundation of a phenomenon called Live 2.0. Simply put, the value of recorded or broadcast performance has dropped, and while at the same time the value of live performance has increased. Because it's not just Bruce Springsteen and it's not just concerts. I'll give you a couple of other examples to illustrate what I mean. In 1985, adjusting all of this for inflation, the top price for a Broadway ticket was about $100. Today it's $140 or $150, and there's a tier of tickets at $300 that didn't even exist back then. In 1985, at the Los Angeles Opera, the most expensive ticket was the Founder's Circle ticket, and adjusted for inflation, it went for about $120. Today that seat costs more than $200. In 1985, more people actually watched the NBA Finals on TV than they did in 2008, despite the fact that the population of the country has increased 30% in that time. Ticket sales to the games, by contrast, were extremely strong, with individual tickets going for as much as $5,000. This is a major migration of value. Technology and society have made recorded and broadcast performance cheap and easy to get. At the same time, society's pushed us further and further apart from one another, while we still have the same strong human instinct to be together. That's made live performance more scarce, more valuable, and ultimately worth more. Now, you've probably heard people talk about the migration of revenue and profits out of industries like advertising and recording, but let's talk a little bit about where they've gone. Now, part of the story is that rock stars like Bruce Springsteen or the Police can tour the world and make more money on touring shows than ever before. But even if you don't happen to be Bruce Springsteen or Sting or Stuart Copeland, there are still a lot of ways you can benefit from this massive migration of value known as Live 2.0. For example, you might be a hardworking person in an industry like television where there's a turf war over revenue whose very existence is under threat. But if you are hardworking and creative and in one of these industries, why not bring all those same talents and all that same energy to the live entertainment industry, which is on the way up? Here are a couple of people who didn't happen to be members of the E Street Band or the Police who did just that. Tina Kim is a comic who can fill any club lucky enough to book her. It's not because she's been on Letterman 20 times. She hasn't. It's because she understood early in her career that building a loyal fan base was her responsibility. She's got tens of thousands of MySpace friends and email subscribers who want to make sure that they know where she's going to be next so they won't miss it. Lucha Vavoom is a show that plays to high-dollar, sold-out crowds all over Los Angeles, combining, believe it or not, Mexican wrestling with burlesque. It's a real hoot, let me tell you. The co-creator of the show, Rita D'Albert, told me they wanted to bring this weird, wonderful world of Mexican wrestling to more fans, so they added the burlesque and the comedy as a way to entice people in. Now, the show's popular, and it's growing in popularity all the time, but Rita assures me that one day soon, Lucha Vavoom will rule the known universe. And I really don't doubt it, because in a Live 2.0 world, you don't need somebody with a big title or a big corner office to open the gates of stardom to you anymore. You need your own hard work, a creative vision, and the ability to build an audience. So this movement needs a home. So we've unveiled the Live 2.0 website. The URL is www.downloadnotavailable.com. Our inaugural edition included some thoughts on building a fan base from Stuart Copeland of the Police himself, a look at marketing baseball in the 21st century from Russ Stanley of the San Francisco Giants, and a profile of the world's most innovative chamber orchestra, a Far Cry in Boston. Now, we hope you'll join us and we hope you'll find it very interesting. But I wanted to say that when I first gave this talk, it was to a very large audience at the TED conference in February of 2009. I reminded the people watching that they could have stayed home and watched TED on streaming video, but they chose to pay 6 times more money to be there in person instead. Well, I think that was a good decision. And I think you'll find that if you think about how Live 2.0 affects your own work and the world, that you can be part of the revolution too. Thank you.